welcome back to the channel. Following on from the last episode where we stripped the front end of the Triumph out, as you see everything's still on the bench. Had to order some new gaiters, as obviously the previous ones were just in pieces. New ones have arrived, so today we can start cleaning, refurbing and basically putting back together. Give this mudguard a really good clean up all the parts, all the brackets, all the bolts, clean up these fork stanchions because they are a bit in areas. Give these shrouds, give them a clean all the stanchions, and then we could put that all back together. I've still got a bit more to strip off the front end. I still need to get the brackets off the handlebars which hold them in position. Give them a clean up, give them probably a coat of silver paint just to furb them up a little bit. They were silver, so we're going to keep them silver. And then we'll have a look at the headstock, clean up the top bracket and lower bracket. So that's the plan for today. It is a chilly one today. Can't actually seem to find my heater in the garage either, so it is going to be chilly. So we'll do the best we can and we'll crack through. I say everything's still laid out on the bench as we left it, so I'll show you where we're at the moment. So this is how we left it from the last episode. I've managed to find only two, unfortunately, for the actual handlebar clamps. So I'll see which are the best two, clean them up and replace where I need to. So we've got the springs to go through, the stanchions to clean, the gaiters to fit, mudguard to give that a polish. They can go in the bin. I should have some retaining straps, and then as I say, back onto the handlebars, get these brackets off. I'll probably pull them off from the throttle side and then look at this front end. Probably take this retaining bolt out, give that a clean up. And the same in there as well, give them a grease up. Got the front wheel to clean up. And then we can start putting that back together. So we'll have a front end. So after that, there's not a great deal to do. Still need to sort the battery. Find some more screws for that case. Adjust the clutch. I have looked back on the actual fuel hose and I have got them slightly round the wrong way. So I had the short one on the right hand side, long one on the left. It should be short left, long right. So I may need to trim them. That's why I didn't clamp them. So I've got that to look at. Again, thanks to everybody that told me about these brackets. Sorry it's taken so long. One gentleman, Bandit Nev, that's followed me from day one. Always appreciate his support and his comments. I'm sorry you've had problems getting your comments through, Bandit Nev. I don't know why it's happening, but I did see your message about these clamps that you've been trying to tell me, and we've obviously, that's now been rectified. So big thank you, Bandit Nev. And I will start working on why your comments aren't coming through. But everybody else that's contacted me, if you've got any problems, if you are on Facebook as well, you can pop across. There's a link in the description to my Facebook page. You can contact me on there, or you can private message me through YouTube. If you're having problems, let me know, because I've had a lot of spam recently, so that could be causing the issues. But no, let's crack on, get this front end sorted, cleaned and rebuilt. Right, so first jobs, I've just given the mudguard brackets a wipe over. Just actually now doing the headlight bracket stanchions. So that one's just been done. You see the difference, that one's to be done. And then obviously it's either replace or refurb these actual bolts. Looks like the end's starting to come. So I'm going to crack on with that one. So I'm just using the paint polish again, but just doing it by hand. So that one has started to come up very nice. Then I'll do the same with this one. And then obviously the clock bracket, I'll do the same as well. And then clean up a few of these nuts, unless I've got some in your stash there. I'm not going to show you the cleaning process, you've seen it many times, so I'm just going to get these done and then I'll show you the end results, and then we'll move on to the fork stanchions and springs. Springs I'll run through probably the wire wheel just to give them a clean up, and then give them a light coating of oil just to lubricate them. So let me get these cleaned up and the bracket, and then that bit will be done, and then rejoin me back on the forks. So that's all these parts now cleaned. And through all the bolts, washers. This paintwork comes up really well. Not so good on the clocks, but not too bad. Yeah, the actual clock bracket. Shame the clocks are actually in the way, but nice to know it's actually clean. So next, move our attention to the forks. I did give them a start. They are starting to come up. So I'm going to clean up the fork springs. Again, I've got the wire wheel all set up, ready to go. I actually found the heater, which is good. It is rather a chilly one. Right, so let me crack on, get these cleaned up. So that's the springs now cleaned up. So I will give them some lubrication. So now I'm going to start on the actual fork legs themselves, the actual stanchions. Right, so I've actually stuffed a rag round. I was going to use wire wool. I'm actually going to use a Scotch-Brite, just lightly give them a going over. Same on the other one. And then the last bit will be these shrouds, which will clean up. The paintwork's actually come up pretty good. I'll give it a further wipe down once I've finished. And then there's just the actual, the caps aren't too bad, but I'll just give them a bit of a clean. Right, so they're all now cleaned up, all polished. Springs have been soaked in oil. Stanchions have come up really well. There was no pitting, it was all just surface, which is good news. So now we can start actually reassembling the forks. I've just got the caps to do, but I'll do them once they're back in position. So we'll get the forks done, and I'm just going to give this a clean over before that goes back in. But no, pleased with the results of those, so let's get them rebuilt. That's gaiters on. There's actually a groove inside the narrow part, so I had to try and remember, even though I only took them apart last episode, I had to try and remember which way round they went. So wide at the top, narrow at the bottom. Just got to get some clamps for it. I've given top yoke, bottom yoke a good clean round, so I can actually get the headlight brackets installed. They just slide over, as you remember, they just bolt through. I think I'll do one side at a time, and then we can feed the actual stanchion up. Still got the cap just to slide over, and then when they're in position I can pull the actual, when they're torqued down, I can actually get the gaiter over the cap. So let me get set up and we'll start putting one of them back in position. Right, this has actually been more difficult than I thought. Trying to get tension on the spring to put it down while trying to slide it up. I was getting to about here, but not managing to get any further to get the cap in place. And suddenly I thought, if I pull it down as far as possible and put a Jubilee clip in place to hold the spring sort of semi-compressed, it's actually given me enough to actually get the cap started to be wound in. As you can see there. So what I'll do now is release the Jubilee clip, and then I can tighten it up and it will pull the actual stanchion up, because obviously if you push it from the bottom, this bottom section is just moving up the actual stanchion. So then I can get the gaiter over this sort of like stopper. So that's the best idea I could actually come up with, so I'll use the same on the other side. It actually worked pretty good. But yeah, educational when you learn as you go, but it's finally in position, so I can just get that Jubilee clip out and then I'll do the same on the other side. So that actually saved me a lot of time. And again, it's just a case of tightening. That one tight. So as I say, I've just got to pull these up, but no, happy with how that's gone. So I'm going to have to give these stanchions another clean down, but at least that is all back in position. Right, let's get the headlight back in. Right, actually thinking about the headlight's going to have to come out because this rubber stopper is not in a good way. So I've started to disconnect. That's from the actual handlebar. Now we've got the main wires to the headlight. So I just need to get these disconnected and then we can replace this rubber. so you can see the state. So that'll be my next job. So that's now in place. Now I've just got to feed the wires back through. These ones from the headlight, connecting back from the main wiring loom, connect these back through the headlight, and then I can connect that back up, and then we can actually get the headlight back in position. So let's get that wire through and get that bolted back in. Right, so I've just got to get these leads poked back through. Right, so that's the wires through. My main headlight wires. Now I've just got this cable to feed through as well. So that's all the wires. Right. The spacer goes inside. So that's one in position. Just need to get the nut for that side. That one's already fixed in. Then we can reconnect all this wiring. Right, so side light, red black, which is actually that one. And then from the grey wire, we've got a blue white and a blue red. So we know that them three are lights. So I've just got to put these back in. The bulb goes up to the little light near the ammeter. So we've got a blue to blue. Brown, red blue to red blue. Right, I just need to find the brown white, which is this one. And got brown black. Should be the middle one. So in with the actual light. Right, first get this one tucked round. So the actual light on top is the red white. This one actually fits in there. So the red black. Blue white. And red blue. I just need to tuck this one through this tab. I've already tightened up the bolts. Get that clamp around the right way. So that's the headlight in position. Now we can get the clock bracket in place. So that's taken longer than expected. So I've still got to give the headlight bowl a quick polish up, but it is not in too bad a condition. Just re-go over these again. And I think probably we'll get the mudguard. I'll get the mudguard cleaned and polished. Get the brackets back on. And see if we can get that back in position. And then we'll probably continue on in the next episode, completing the front end. I say everything's now tight. Like I said, I've just got these to get off. Now I can rub them down and spray them so they'll be ready for the next episode on the Triumph. So let me get this mudguard done. We can get the brackets attached. And the rest we'll pick up in the next episode. Right, so that's just gone over with the cutting compound. It has removed quite a lot of dirt. So I've now just got to go over with the polish. That's come up really well. Right, start putting the frame back together. So that's done. Just got to line these up. I will actually get those back in. And that'll be the last job for today. And as I say, we'll carry on in the next episode with the rest of the front end. by then I would have had these clamps done. Right, so I've just slid that back in position. So now I just get the bolt holes. Right, there we go, there's the first one. Had to take the back one off. Again, that's just loose fit for now. I think that's where we'll actually leave it. But looking much cleaner. Quite a lot of work just to replace some gaiters, but it was nice to actually check everything out, have a look, clean everything up. But no, I think that will do for today. Right, so thanks for joining me on that one. I say it didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but it did take a long time to get all these parts cleaned up, sorted, get the gaiters on, and a while to actually get the first fork rig in. After I'd had the sudden brainwave about using the Jubilee clip, it made things a lot easier, and the second one took no time at all. But no, pleased to get, like I say, it's nice to check it over, get everything out, clean it, make sure it's okay. I want this to go back to the owners as best as I can make it, but still sticking with original as much as physically possible. I don't want to change too much. So I'm trying to refresh the bolts up, because obviously some of the bolts I just don't have, because they are the old Imperials, but a lot of them have cleaned up nicely. But like I said, next episodes of Triumph, we're going to keep going on with the front end. I would have taken the handlebar clamps off and had them stripped down and painted by that time. Obviously, next episode is the last one before Christmas, so we'll probably pick up the Triumph either after Christmas or in the new year. Again, any comments in the comments box below, you know I appreciate all your feedback, all your comments. It is important to me, it means so much. I've had so much help from everybody so far. Since I started the channel, loads of input, loads of help, loads of advice. It's been really great. There's a link to my Facebook page in the description as well, pop across there. You want to say hi, more the merrier. Page is growing daily, which is, it's just gone beyond my wildest dreams. I didn't expect I'd be anywhere near, I say it's gone through the 600 mark, heading up towards the 650 mark, which is absolutely fantastic. Big shout out to my patrons, thank you so much. Again, I can't say it enough, Pippa and Ian, I really appreciate this chance to actually do this for your father. It means so much, and I hope I'm doing him proud. There are links to other videos at the end of the video, and as always, appreciate your support. Thanks for watching. Join me again next time. Cheers. Bye.